I love it. Okay, can we sync with the Noid now?
You got us in, cop. I can't believe you got us in.
He looks around the hall examining the carpentry.
With wonder in his sharp eyes.
Between you and me, I don't know if you've noticed this about me. I'm a little suspicious of authority.
Really?
You really came through for the hardcore underground.
Yes, you really came through for the hardcore underground. How come?
He spreads his arms looking around at the speed freak setting up shop.
Andre is busy cutting some slightly less lame, but still quite ungainly shapes on the church floor, sweating profusely.
We made this deal while Kim wasn't with us, right?
Estelle using her contact mic to listen to a tree underwater. The one with the large head is blasting the dance track on repeat, while the stained glass window behind him is rattling from the bass.
I did it for mankind, for all of mankind.
Okay.
Lieutenant keeps it laconic. Lieutenant keeps it laconic.
I don't believe you actually think you did it for all mankind, but whatever keeps you in high spirits is okay by him.
Noid, what do you think about the church?
It's a miracle of carpentry. Dead bodies carved into total shapes. Now it can be something more.
How old do you think this church is? Over 300 years?
That's right. The first settlers built it, plus 6 more like it, on the coast here. Was one of the first things they did. Must have been really scared of something, but I understand. Alone on an uninhabited archipelago, forced to face themselves and nature. Pre-industrial quantities of solitude. The sea, perhaps something more fundamental.
He means something paranatural. He must...
I would want to build a safe place for myself and my own as well.
His voice echoes in the wooden cavern of the church. What style is this church built in?
A cop who's into building critique. Okay then, this is folk DeLoreanism, lawmongerer. It's a subset of early DeLorean architecture.
I'm not just a cop, I'm an art cop.
Art of core.
He nods appreciatively. Okay, and what is this DeLorean architecture like?
Total. Everything between an ancient concrete cathedral and a glass cube is DeLoreanism.
Okay.
This is just an homespun version of it. Folksy stuff. Early mass production. They made thousands like this. Does that help you out?
What would a DeLorean building look like?
Like that woman there. Vertical, thin, white. A false image of grandeur. The source of the system is up there. You're at the bottom. They really dug that power vertical.
Okay.
Like to show off large and intricate structures. Arches, spires. Put you down with them. They were really into painting everything white too. Virginal shit, you know. Marriage shit. Virtue and tyranny.
This church isn't painted white as far as I can tell.
Stands to reason it used to be white on the outside. Before the sea wind took all the paint off.
What did you mean by dead bodies?
Dead bodies of perennial plants. Sigma functions have left this place. It's a good thing we came along. The spiritual collapse has been total.
Spiritual collapse?
I saw some piglets suckling their dead mother. Have you heard this one, cop man? After a short while, they shuddered and went away.
He continues waiting for an answer.
They had sensed that she could no longer see them and that she wasn't like them anymore. What they loved in their mother weren't her body, but whatever it was that made her body live. End of quote. This is an high-quality carcass. The power of anodic beats and hard bass is needed to reanimate it.
What you're saying is religion is not being hardcore. What you're saying is you're not a big fan of the innocentic system?
A 3,000-year-old tyrannical regime of history, built and maintained by hundreds of generations of self-appointed intellectuals. It's false core.
He looks around, it's false core.
The way he says it, the force in false core, is invested with 20 kilotons of disgust.
And you propose dance music will supplant this system?
Anodic dance music. Regular dance music wasn't hard enough. And yes, I do.
All right. How do you like the glasswork?
I don't. Fucker giving me the evil eye.
Looks over his shoulder. I'm getting some real negative vibrations from her too.
No wonder. We have to get rid of it. Dismantle it. Can't dance with a giant mass murderer looking at ya. Not a good look for the club.
It was kind of creeping me out.
Mellow, man, mellow. No one's a mass murderer. This is a house of love. Mass murder on the floor.
But she's the innocence of humanism. Humanism seems to be a pretty big deal around here. She's pretty... Like, who isn't accused of being a mass murderer these days? I do feel there's something terrifying about her. Isn't she supposed to be an embodiment of the world spirit? Would you say she was, you know, human? There is something terrifying about her.
There is. She is a party repellent and must be taken down before we can begin partying in here.
Take her down! Crash it! Destroy that window!
Will do.
Speed Freak nods and pets the toolbox as if it were a cat.
No, Noid. Stop twisting my melon, man. People are gonna love it.
Chaos.
It'll be our thing. Plus, it keeps the cold out.
I don't want to think about her anymore.
What a strange choice of words. Caustic, overflowing with negativity. That can't be healthy. What's happening here? Why do you keep coming back to this window?
I don't know.
Well, you shouldn't. You shouldn't come back to this anymore. Stop talking about it, please.
Oh. Let's talk about something else, Noid.
Sure.
What's the clothes?
They're hardcore.
That's it?
They're just clothes.
I thought there'd be more to it.
Nah. It's just a vest of suspenders made to resemble a human rib cage.
Okay.
Plus some lady clothes to piss off the sex system.
Okay.
Now tell me about that hardcore necktie. It's fucking primal.
It's my friend and accomplice. It makes me party harder.
I can see that. And you've partied very hard for a very long time, haven't you?
Damn right.
It looks like you're trying to hang yourself with it.
Oh.
So large, too. So many different patterns. It's crazy, man. I like it. Makes me want to forget you took all our money.
You suddenly realize the patience and respect this speed freak has shown you is partly because of your style. He's probably not like that with everyone.
Don't mention that in front of Kim.
Respect to the man.
Why are you so suspicious about everything?
Suspicious people are esoteric people. We don't go around spilling everything to Johnny Law. They don't call me Noid for nothing. It took us setting out for this whole enterprise to get our signs synced.
Why are you called Noid anyway?
It's short for paranoid.
Ah. But what are you so suspicious of?
It'd be easier to list stuff I'm not suspicious of. I'm not suspicious of sound and colour.
Okay.
Mechanics and chemistry also have a trueness about them.
Okay.
Most anything else deceives. Wants to steal your life away.
This is a good, dangerous line of questioning. You should prod him on.
And what are the most suspicious things?
I don't have a top 10 list of things I'm most suspicious of, but if I had one, the left-right complex would be number 1. Number 2 would be their sole accomplishment, the pig-wheat paradigm.
Tell me more about the left-right business.
I prefer not to. Both ask the wrong questions. Any spark of light from either one is accidental. Their combined movement's only concern is producing enough pig and wheat for everyone. The end goal of humanity. The original mistake was assuming that words have more being than bodies. That's what led us astray. Far from our true lives. But we may yet find a way back.
Okay.
Whatever this true life is, you feel it's the real centerpiece of this mythology.
And what's suspicious about the production of pork and wheat?
It's only our shit. We should make better use of not being animals or cereal grain ourselves.
What's bad about cereal grain? Having enough food could be a precursor for greater things.
Yes, having food is means to an end. But the left never talks about the end, only the means. Caps are likewise suckers, constantly sleepless in worry.
Does this mean you are mentally ill?
Mental illness is a term the powers use to homogenise people.
Okay.
I think I don't reach mental illness. I am merely politically ill, a suspicious element.
Interesting. Well, that was certainly stimulating. I want to ask you about something else
His
now.
eyes flicker.
You mentioned true life. What would that be like?
A life is true if it's free from fear, an internal division among
okay.
oneself. In others, mankind has seeds of greatness in it. A germinal will come, a return to trueness. It will be hardcore.
How would you go about returning to this true life?
Beats and bright lights to shatter falsehoods. Nerve impulses for the collective body. We are very much alike in basic structure. An hard enough beat would awaken everyone to a truer calling. In unity.
Just like that. The speed freak is right in your face.
Whoa.
His eyes burning. His comrades look on worriedly.
It's getting serious.
The young man is dead serious about this.
You keep mentioning hardcore. What does that mean to you?
Utmost dedication. Thoughts from the spinal cord. It's a potent superlative as well. Egghead usually has a better concept of the hardcore. He just really likes saying hardcore.
Hardcore!
I wonder how many takes Egghead had to do of hardcore to get it just right. Strange shouts from behind his Nick's table with a smile surpassing your own in wideness. Well, I don't really have the smile anymore. Total moon face and eyes full of naive wonderment. That was vague. Dedication, something else superlative.
Maybe you're being too specific about it. Try consulting with your spinal cord.
So you're advocating a noise-based society.
Many non-Occidental cultures share a beat at their art. Thus, they are closer to true, hardcore life. There's just never been enough of them, and they had to rely on some extremely basic percussion.
Let's change the subject.
Oh yeah, sure thing.
Okay. So we need conceptualization. Yeah, I think I would, if I had to play this game again, I would like organize this stuff. Although it would be kind of cool if you could just like say, click on conceptualization and it just like put on all the stuff that's gonna maximize your conceptualization. Okay.
Yo, man, what's on your mind?
83 is good enough. Let's go. Dedicated, hyperactive, unified. You'll have to add something of your own to understand this list of loosely formed qualities called hardcore. You need your own entry. Make it.
This is for your posse. They got to keep it up. They got to move. You are the major Mike enforcer.
I've got the money, I've got the place. You've got the figure, you've got the face. Let's get together, we're jumping all over the world. I am the law. See the sunshine, we ain't stopping. Keep on dancing till the world ends. You know, it feels unfair. There's a party everywhere. I like the first one. I've got the money, I've got the place. Oh, the hardcore aesthetic.
Dead body, spirit entered. What is there to talk of?
How are you settling in?
Hard to say, cop man. Signs in here are distinctly wild. Gonna take a while before everything's properly synced. I did get to talk to the crab man though.
Oh, you mean Tiago?
Anyway, He's been giving me kind of a psychic rundown of this place. Dude's seen some crazy shit, but he's actually a lot like us.
You mean all this sobriety stuff isn't too restrictive for you?
Talking to him, I realised that sobriety can be pretty hardcore too.
Okay.
I gotta respect it. The man picks up on stuff, and he knows a lot about the church. I got a lot to learn from him. Good thing you didn't squash him.
What did Tiago tell you about the church?
The crabman's been lurking here for a while. He's experienced things. Things that give off bad signs. As far as we can tell, the Ubies built this place about 320 years ago as a sarcophagus.
What do you mean? There are dead bodies here?
Not like a literal sarcophagus. I'm just being metaphorical.
What's it for?
Encasement, confinement, of something they were afraid of. Something new and unheard of on the Isla. I think that's what the crabman is experiencing when he climbs around upstairs.
Looks up into the darkness beyond the beams.
Like, this is some old world shit the Ubies had heard about. I thought the best way to deal with it was to build a church surrounding it to contain it.
Sounds like a job for the remote viewers division.
I doubt it. I don't even think the Ubies properly understood it. What it does. But it's what this Sona person is looking for and trying to measure.
Nods towards the woman.
It'll be fruitless though. She won't be able to measure it. People like that always want to measure everything. All those things they really can't.
What makes you think Sona is going to fail?
Seems to be the trend around here, doesn't it? You can't measure shit like this. It's not like substance.
Huh. Yeah, things, like I said, things do tend to fail here. I found a doomed commercial area in Martinez proper. Maybe it's the same thing the Ubies were trying to contain?
Like a concentric ring spreading out. The struggling villages.
Young man rubs his chin in silence and mumbles.
And that is what caused the communards to fail in defending the beachhead. Yeah, a lot of failure has gone down around here.
So then presumably Everart's also going to fail. Do you think there's any merit to the theory?
I don't know. Maybe. Maybe not. It's not even a thing we can answer, Cop Man. Even I have limits. I'm a limited psi person.
Well, if it's without substance, I guess there's nothing to worry about.
Maybe you can figure things out, Cop Man. I think we got on a good level here. The signs are syncing up well.
Take care, Noid. So did I sync the signs? I don't see it here, so I guess we did it. Oh, I synced the signs with Noid. There it is. We've got a cell. She's right here. Let's talk to her.
She's whistling a melody, her trusty contact mic attached to a wooden pulpit. At the sound of your footsteps, she stops what she was doing and turns to you.
Hey there. I've been recording some new audio from all these beams and rafters. The sounds travelling through the wood are pretty cool. Creaks and stuff. Like you're underwater, you know? But like, underwater inside a tree. But that's not really what I wanted to talk about. I wanted to thank you instead.
Makes sense. I've likely deserved some praise and adoration.
Yeah, so thanks for getting me and my friends in here. And we even found some new associates, such as they are.
She ignores your vapid egocentrism. How's everyone doing?
Good, I think. Noid is getting a read on the place. I think he finds the carpentry very impressive. Andre's been setting up the compressor and dancing. Egghead's been keeping the party up. He's got the stage under control.
What about the speed thing?
Sona, the programmer. She's doing whatever she does. Behind that radio computer of hers. She doesn't talk to us much. And the crabman hasn't shown himself, thank God.
Now can you tell me about your associates?
Sure. You helped us out. I can repay the favor.
Tell me about Sona.
What do you want to know?
Actually, I'm gonna ask about Sona last. Then we're gonna go talk to her afterwards. What's the deal with Egghead?
What do you mean?
What does he think he's doing when he yells all that stuff?
Oh, that. He's the party boy.
He told me as much, but what exactly is a party boy?
Anodic music doesn't really do vocals in the traditional sense. Vocals are thought of as rock. That's to say they're a bit backward. No offense if you like rock music though. Rock music's cool by me.
Pachoo, pachoo, swish. Your credentials as the resident future man of Revachol are being questioned. Show her you're hip with the times, Gramps.
You don't have to tell me rock is backward. I am the future man. I abandoned rock in the 30s, stupid rock.
Okay. Anyway, even if you don't have vocals, you still need someone to say something
Anyway.
every now and then, right? To urge things on. That's where the party boy comes in. He basically just stands on the stage and dances and yells how awesome everything is. It's very catchy.
Hardcore to the max.
I understand. People are usually afraid to do things if others aren't already doing them. Dancing makes you dance, like sneezing makes you sneeze, or yawning makes you... Anyway.
He looks around a little embarrassed of the enthusiasm of his interjection. Aw, Kim, I miss you so much. Where's he from? How long has he been with you guys?
Actually, we don't know where he's from, or who he is, really. One time we were out partying somewhere in backwater Forburg. Or maybe even Coal City. I can't remember. Maybe it was Coal City. Egg was yelling along to some jam someone was spinning, all night long. Just kept yelling until he didn't have a shred of voice left. When the sun came up over the mines. There were mines? Yeah, it was in Coal City.
Thank you, Sel.
Egg came with
She's
us.
awesome.
He made this wheezing puppy dog sound all the way back. Couldn't even speak. It was definitely Coal City, because it took us 2 days to walk back to the fort. He just wheezed the whole way. We never really asked why he came with us, or who he was. I think his name is Jermaine. People are sweet.
Aw.
You can see it must have been a great night. The memory causes her to go silent for a moment or two. You wish you'd been there.
Tell me about the others.
Who do you want to know about?
The Noid.
He's a Forburger, I guess, like the rest of us. Okay, maybe not Egg, I don't know about him, but Noid and the rest are from Forburg, making the pilgrimage up north to visit the Elysium. He's real hardcore about the lifestyle.
What does he do?
What do you mean do? Like for a living?
Yes.
He's a carpenter, trained and all. He's very good, he just doesn't have the mindset to work like that. In a shop somewhere.
Just because Noid is violently hardcore, I have internalized it. I understand why he doesn't stoop to servitude. Do you?
Wow, you really have talked to him. Indeed, Noid serves no master but the beat.
And you?
Sir, I abide by the law.
She gives you a switchblade smile.
A strange feeling. Every now and then, something feels off about the way she speaks. She doesn't change tone, but you feel as though there's more about her than she lets on.
What is this pilgrimage you're talking about?
It's just something poor Forburg kids do every spring. To pass the time, we walk the entire length of Boogie Street, up to Jamrock, or as much as possible.
Why wouldn't it be?
I don't know, man. Have you been down Boogie Street? It's a little bewildering.
Oh, I'm sorry. Have I not told you I'm a raging alcoholic who recently drank himself into an oblivion so deep he can't even remember what sounds like the biggest street in the city?
Kind of. I'm gonna say yes.
Well, I am.
Okay. Then you should go and take a look, I guess. Boogie Street is cool. It's got a lot of immigrants and all kinds of different people.
I might just do it if I make it there alive.
Yeah. I hope you do.
Actually, tell me about the others.
Who do you want to know about?
This is a bizarre conversation. Tell me about Andre.
Andre? He's a cool guy. Doesn't really come off as one, but he is. To me, at least. He takes care of shit. Sorry. I mean, he's got a vision. For what life should be, you know? He tries to push things until everything falls into place. He's an organizer.
What has he organized?
Nothing. But then again, there's nothing to organise around here either. He really wants this church thing to work. Must have taken it as a sign when he found it abandoned like that. Said it was an augury. I don't know where he got that from. Andre's not super intelligent.
I mean, I guess he organized this, right?
I've never seen him so psyched about anything, though. And he's often psyched. Looks sort of desperate, like it's his last chance or something. Or maybe he was just high. I mean, not that he does drugs, just high, you know?
Relax, girl. We're police officers, but we're corrupt, rotten to the marrow. You can tell us about drugs and shit. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, drugs, shit, fuck. We don't care.
He sucks.
Yes. Anyway.
Is Andre your boyfriend?
Yes.
Oh.
A quick response. She's very sure of it. He's someone she feels she can trust and even control, if need be.
Tell me about the others.
Who do you want to know about?
Tiago?
Oh, the crab man. Still gives me the creeps the way he moves. But he doesn't actually come down that much, just climbs around the rafters. I just tried to stay away from the crab man. But he talks to Noid. They seem to have some thing going on.
Oh, he talks to Noid. What for?
Beats me. Noid said they get along somehow. They're both crazy enough, I guess.
What does he do up there?
Who knows? He doesn't really answer our questions, see? Not that it's easy to ask them. What are we supposed to do, yell up at the tower?
About the others.
Who do you want to know about?
Sona?
Ah, she's a bit odd, I have to say. Doesn't talk much. I'm not really sure how to vibe with her, you know? Seems like she's not in a very good mood most of the time. But earlier today, she told me about Welkins. And she seemed oddly happy, like she had some idea with those little creatures. Some artistic idea. I didn't really listen, I was busy with my mic.
Actually, do tell me about yourself.
Me? Again?
Yeah, I forgot. Tell me about yourself.
I told you, I'm a silver bird.
There's that phrase again. Really reminds you of something.
I'm vaguely remembering what we talked about before. What does that mean?
It means I don't answer questions about myself.
There's more to you than you let on. What am I not seeing?
All right,
Picks up the tape recorder and looks you in the eye.
there is.
Fair enough.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Sure.
Oh, wow. Catch the silver bird. I thought I saw Kim dancing there for a second. -1 reaction speed. I don't know if I have anything that helps reaction speed. Hand-eye coordination. Oh, there we go. Beanie. That looks so fucking bizarre. Wait, +1. Was the other thing a hat too? I thought I put 2 things on. And that's... Oh, I have 2 skill points? I almost have another one too. Reaction speed. We could do the check and then we could level it up again. Right, I wanted to check smoker. I'm sorry, I've been playing for almost 4 hours now, so I'm getting kind of tired. We're doing fine.
Welcome back.
17.
The silver bird has already flown away. I will catch it later.
Oh. Should we give it another try? Oh, the other one I put on wasn't, that's right, the other one that I put on wasn't to increase, it was hand-eye coordination. But we need reaction speed. Wait.
Welcome back.
Yeah. Definitely getting tired. I can't remember even that. Okay.
Welcome back.
O pasado de agente. It flutters by your ear.
Nice, we did it!
It's what the Zemoyaki, the Gradian community in Revachol, call a person who never breaks under interrogation. It's an organized crime term.
Let's say it.
Excuse me?
She casually brushes her hand through her hair.
She's attempting to remain calm, but the phrase made her flinch.
I remember now. It's a Zemyaki term for someone who won't break under questioning, an organized crime term.
What do you mean?
That's why you've handled my questioning so calmly.
All right. My father was a Zemyaki. He died years ago. He was a bad man. Not a lot of good things to say about him and what he did. He bought the family a huge house, so we got to live, at least temporarily, in a giant castle in Jamrock. And then he died.
And what happened next?
What do you think? The competition came and took everything away. It was like in a war zone.
She's gritting her teeth.
So after his death, we had nothing left, and we were in danger. My mother had to change her name, mine too. We left it all behind.
Are you sure about that? What about this drug lab plan?
It was a stupid idea, and I'm still disappointed I came up with it.
Aren't there any local authorities who might look down on such activities?
I took that into account, of course. Coordinated the operation with the débardeurs, else they might get unhappy.
So what you're saying is Everard authorized this?
Not in person, but I let them know. You can't do anything without the fat ones getting wind. It wasn't too difficult to convince them, really. It's a good thing you ended that mess, though. I felt I was turning Dadwise into a corrupt business person. Unpleasant.
Hear that? Set justice on its feet. Confront Everard. With a fluid gesture, you seize her wrist, her hand just centimeters from your nose.
We should confront Everard about this. Maybe we can manipulate him using the information? Yeah!
No, I don't think it would lead anywhere with Everard. He's just going to deny it.
Yeah.
Have you seen Everard?
Yeah. That's it for now. Oh, that's cool. Ask Everard about a cell in the drug lab. Connected to the drug operations in the church. Maybe you can use this to manipulate him? I'm pretty good at manipulating people. Should work out really nicely. Sure. All right. I need this. Okay, so let's talk to Sona finally, and this will probably be the last thing I do.
Yes, what is it?
She doesn't look up from the keyboard. How's the project going? I see that your neighbors have moved in, but all I hear is anodic dance music.
What? What did you say?
You can barely hear her over the thumping bass of anodic dance music. I said, how's the project going?
I can't hear you. The music is too loud.
The project, how's it going?
Oh, the project. It's not going well.
Why?
There's that guy. I need him to plug a 3.5 cable into the auxiliary input so that I can route the audio signal through the mixer into the speakers.
Can you repeat that?
Egghead! A 3.5 cable into the auxiliary input. Okay?
I just noticed there's like a reflection here. Is this supposed to happen? Why don't you just ask him?
He doesn't listen to me. He only ever seems to care about hardcore and Yekukata. A place to be, apparently.
I'll speak to him and see what I can do.
Thanks. Maybe you can get through his magic rhymes.
She does jazz hands to balk him.
Let me know how it goes.
So it's not over yet.
People!
Large speakers are set up behind the young man, blasting a familiar song.
Vibrations thump through your blue soul. The music sounds much better in the church.
This has been like a crazy detailed, long, like side mission to do.
He stands on stage behind a table, nodding along to the music and waving his hand in the air. In front of him, the audio mixer, one reel spinning. The other reel deck is empty. Cables run hither and thither. On one side, you see an auxiliary line in with the number 4.5 written next to it.
Ed, can you please route Sona's signal through your speakers?
To the mega! Yeah! I can route it through auxiliary. What kind of a cable does she use? 3.5 or 4.5?
It's 3.5, no doubt about it. It's on the ground.
Oh, she uses 3.5. Yeah. The auxiliary lining is 4.5 millimeter. These two don't mix.
Oh no, we're going to be in this church.
Don't worry, I have an adapter for it right here.
Searches for the cable on the ground and picks it up, looking at the jack.
Hang on, this is a 4.5. We're all good, people!
With a grin, he sticks the plug into the auxiliary line in. You hear a satisfying click.
Whoa, thank God. Adapters noticeably degrade the sound quality.
Great! Someone got through to him. Okay, let's get it all set up. Can we turn the music off, please?
Uh-oh. Egg, the music?
Everybody! Everybody! Don't panic! I'm going to turn off the on for just a sec for a special scheduled event. The honor will be back, but we're doing something else for one moment. All right, go tell her that Egghead is ready to rave to her tunes, and then I'll turn off the music.
Okay, we'll do that check after. Whoa.
Yes, what is
Those
it?
functions. All right, I talked to Egghead. He plugged in the cable. You can now unmute your speakers.
Okay, but think you can ask him to turn the volume down a bit? Just in case.
Maximum!
Shouts Egghead, a great smile adorning his face, larger than a red dwarf star.
Maximum is the only way!
I know it is, but could you please turn it down just this instance? Just this one time? Maximum is not the only way, okay?
Pump it to the brick! Pump it to the hard master! There's no other way! Glue style!
Glue style? Okay, there literally is no other way. The mixing desk is glued to maximum.
See? He pumps it to the hard master. It's hopeless.
I think what Egghead is trying to say here is that the volume button is stuck on maximum.
Of course it is.
She shrugs, consigned to her fate.
Yeah! Permanent enlightenment! Ray of sound!
Never mind then. Let's get on with our project. I'm going to unmute the speakers on a count of 5. Everyone ready?
This is going to be loud, isn't it? Brace yourselves. You might want to turn down the volume.
Egghead pumps his hand up in the air, waiting for the beat to drop.
Born ready. Ready.
It's not doing it with the other models.
I'm ready if you two are detectives.
The lieutenant nods stoically. Not so stoically, his hand moves to the gun holster.
Huh.
Suddenly, your palms are sweaty. The church seems cold and large, somehow.
So hold on for a moment.
What?
Never mind, let's do this. I'm ready. Woo!
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Mute disengaged.
She lifts her hand from the keyboard. Complete silence fills the room.
No wind outside, no waves, no floorboards creaking. Total, continuous silence. This is unnatural. The woman looks around. In the silence, you see dust move on the floorboards. The driver of the speaker vibrates in the air and then stops. Plasterwork begins to crumble down the walls. In the silence, a low hum starts creeping up your spine. It's a song inside you, not in the speakers, not in the room. A great bass sigh in the basement of your mind. Slowly, it builds until the air around you starts to vibrate. It's out there now, in the world, made manifest.
Oh, damn!
The floorboards, the glass, the streets and the people. Nothing will remain.
Guys, what's going on?
There's alarm in the man's voice as he steps back to scan the surroundings. A rattle like crystal clattering in the cupboard fills the air, joining the chorus.
It's getting louder,
Says Noid, his eyes riveted on the strange circle of water basins.
In the basins, the water looks like it's boiling.
Hosiana! Mother of Mega!
You hear Egghead yell, then something else, but his voice is growing faint.
In his mind, a tidal wave approaching from afar, swallowing entire coastlines on its way. Salvation.
Hey, what's that weird rattling sound? It was in me at first. It was in me at first.
The beauty and the beat! The future of dance! Planetary!
No, Egg! It's the window!
The glass shards around Dolores Day's vacant heart appear to be vibrating from the sound. It almost looks as if she's alive.
In the corner of your eye, the lieutenant steps aside, cautiously, his eyes searching for a possible evacuation route.
The window is going to come down. No, the roof.
She looks up. A screech fills the air, a scream of wood and nails. The pillars of the church twist and creak above and around you.
Cracks appear on the stained glass window. Cracks run up the wooden pillars in the dark.
Come down to us! Love!
That's it. I'm muting it.
She reaches for the keyboard. Everybody don't panic. It's beautiful.
Beautiful car! Beautiful life!
Shit! It doesn't stop.
Oh, shit.
Seal, have you?
Oh! The woman is furiously pressing down on her keyboard, but the sound doesn't stop. Still of you?
Yes, I've turned it off.
I thought it crushed her. She yells, holding the contact mic in her hand.
Andre, pull the compressor! The place is gonna come down!
Fuck! I can't shut it up. The signal's passed. It's not in here. It's...
In the mixing desk now, building into a positive feedback loop. This is it. A great roar. The vault of the roof twists above you. Glass shatters somewhere near the door. It's coming down.
Egghead, whatever you do, don't stop it.
But then it stops. Totally and utterly. As if there never was a sound. Only your ears still ring from the shock. Everybody is staring at Egghead, holding a dangling cable in his hand. A black 3-pin connector.
Egg.
I pulled the plug. It was getting too hardcore.
What?
You did good, Egg. Most of the place seems to be intact. Fucking hell. Programmer lady, tell me you were recording that.
4 years. 22 people. Millions of reals. All that time. This is what we were up against. Just erased it. Suliswolf isn't gonna believe this.
Yeah, but did you record it though? It was dope. I think we can use it.
Yes, Andre. I recorded it. Damn, I need to send some letters now. Thank you all for doing this. Eggman, you too. And you, officer. I don't know what we've discovered, but I know what it sounds like now. That's a start.
Kim, did you hear that?
It was very hard not to. I think you're right. There is something going on here. And you need to be very careful with it.
I promise, officer. We will not play it again.
What was that? I've never heard anything like it.
It was mathematical information from the anomaly, presented as a waveform. That's what it was technically. Theoretically,
She shakes her head.
I have no idea. I've never even heard of anything like this.
Her voice seems muffled in the silent church. It's your ears adjusting after the exposure.
You're gonna write Sulislav?
Yes, our lead designer. And maybe some of the producers too. And some of the writers. If they're sober enough to open a transmission. They need to hear.
That it wasn't her fault. Or theirs.
They need to hear about this. Don't worry, I won't send the recording. Although I doubt they have the speakers to produce the frequency anyway.
So what happens now? Are you going to...
Stay here. I'm going to stay here with these lunatics. Send letters, maybe meet Sulislav. Also devise further measurements.
I want you to know that's totally chill with us.
I don't care, but thank you anyway.
That's the best she can manage for Andre. It's quite a lot in truth. For her, at least.
Now, I have a theory to come up with. Some kind of preliminary explanation to all this. Or the letter will sound like I've lost my mind.
Yes, and we have to get back to stabilizing Martinez. Instead of demolishing it with loud bass noise of unknown origins.
Some tiny hard thing lets go in your stomach. You're still alive. You have an explanation for all this.
Oh!
Somewhere deep in you, you know. The person you were knows.
Okay, let's do this. Logic. I should know this by now. Yes! We have a lot of logic stuff. Okay. Thought I had another set of glasses that gave me... Ooh. +5 logic. That's a lot of logic. I have -1 logic for my thoughts.
Yes, what is it?
Yeah, I was gonna say, this is probably connected to the Doom commercial area, right? Cop of the Apocalypse. Okay, let's form a theory on the 2mm hole in the world.
You don't have to. You already have. A long time ago.
Wait, how?
These thoughts formed in you somewhere, in a long-forgotten discussion, behind a kitchen table, in the evening light, drinking coffee and smoking, with a friend.
Sona. It is the origin point of the Pale.
What?
The swallow. It's how it starts. It's baby Pale.
But Pale isn't here. We're thousands of kilometers from the edge.
She looks up and there's fear in her eyes as she considers the possibility. No, look up first. We look up first. We are 20 meters from the very edge.
She looks up into the darkness under the nave, then back at you.
The Pale is only an effect, a transition between the world and that.
Then what is that?
It's nothing. No, it's less than nothing.
It's
No.
It's less than nothing. The final rest state for reality. Imagine if all this never was.
Then the Pale is...
Simply a gradient.
But the gradient, it clearly hasn't started yet. We're here, and the Pale is not.
One day, when it's larger, it will be.
I understand. A theory of the Pale where instead of an outer ocean, it metastasizes. Like a cancer or a mold. Erupting in points inside the world.
This is one of those places.
According to this, how long...
Till it starts swallowing? It's already started. Starting with sound.
And information. Causing data losses in the East Insulindian front. Have you considered why it's formed in a church? And also when or how it might start growing, or if it has other effects in addition to sound and data?
An intellectual hunger fills her now, casting fear aside.
I also have a question, since we are piling them on. How do you know this? I'm not doubting you. I'm simply curious as to how a detective of the RCM
knows how to think this.
Didn't form in a church. The church formed around it. All the failed businesses in the Doom commercial area, all the failures in Martinez. I think I've had this thought before. That's how I know. I'm gonna go with this because this is like this will go towards this more like logical mind. All the failed businesses in the Doom commercial area.
You think the presence of that puncture has somehow influenced the outcome of events here? Even say software development?
She already made up her mind when she heard it. Some kind of great and uncaring force had to play a part. It wasn't only them.
Yes. Even the revolution was defeated here. I mean, a kind of entrepreneuric history.
I told the producers we need to go and move to a normal office building with amenities. But no, the artists like the milieu, the writers like the history. I told them.
I should let people still working in there know about this. They might be affected.
You mean Plaisance and the Dice Maker? There was almost no one left when we packed up.
Yes, both of them deserve to know.
Then go tell them.
Let's also say this. This is a pretty cool thought. It didn't form in a church. A church formed around it.
Of course! A pine wood sarcophagus. Or a containment facility of some kind. Built by the first settlers.
Yes, acting on an instinctual level or religious practices we've forgotten.
I have considered the same. The bad news is there were 7 pinewood churches built in the first decade of provincial settlement. Most of them were burnt down during the revolution, or repurposed before, during the suzerain. I'm not saying all of them have one in them, but...
I think I've had this up before, that's how I know. Okay.
An amateur anthropomorphic police officer. I'd like to say I've heard stranger things, but I'm not sure. This is a hell of a guess, however. Well worded, I might add.
Thank you, Kim.
Yes, it is very interesting. But I wouldn't say you know. This is a guess. One that's going to have to be proved by anthroponetic scientists.
One day all the world will be like that 2mm hole.
She falls silent. The wind blows in through the hole in the stained glass window, cold and moist.
I'm going to leave that out. But the rest, some of this I can use to start to explain this to the rest of the team. Maybe I'll sound mad, but...
Man, you will certainly sound mad.
One more thing. Maybe a club for anodic music isn't the worst thing you can erect around this particular point in space.
The club is the only thing keeping this place and the rest of reality together.
I wouldn't go so far as to...
Yeah! Once the light is on in the universe, it will never go out!
Thank you, Egghead. Let's leave it at that, shall we? We have anthroponetic detection to perform in this district.
I do have one mystery that still needs solving. The radio ghost in the doomed commercial area's electronic doorbell.
The creepy woman! We were wondering about that when we worked there, but I had completely forgotten about it ever since. It must be anthroponetic crosstalk, the one you get in radios and long-distance calls. Now it makes sense, with the pail right on the doorstep.
Incredible. This would also explain why we get it on the police radio all the time.
Anthroponetic crosstalk?
It's quite common, actually. When the signal gets routed through pail, all kinds of irregularities take place. You may hear snippets of someone else's conversation, or the voice of your former lover, or an echo of an event that took place 100 years ago.
Oh, I wonder if that's what we heard on the phone. Remember when we called? I would assume was our wife, ex-wife.
Pale is a shroud of memories.
and it doesn't really distinguish to whom those memories belong to. You could hear anything.
But that was an actual conversation. I think we might have actually spoken to her. That makes sense. Thanks for explaining that to me.
Anytime.
I'll let you work in peace now.